scenario, it is order of 1. Whenever you want to add the element at the end of the array. Got it? Have you got it? Or any doubt?
So is it necessary to see if there is a free space at the end? Like if there is not a free space, we can increase the size of the array.
Not getting your question. So can you repeat?
So if there is an array of size 5 and we want to insert an element, so we can make that array of size 6. Is it necessary to see if it is an overflow or not?
No, if normally what is the scenario? In case of array, the length is fixed. We have to declare it. Before using that thing. At the beginning of the program algorithm, you have to declare what is the length of the array. Okay, though there are dynamic arrays, so here we are not considering dynamic arrays. Here only we are considering the arrays in usual meaning. So that is not dynamic array. That is very much static. Got it?
Okay, sir.
And static array cannot be extended during runtime. So that is also, if it is asked that they write some limitations of arrays. So this is one of the limitations you have to write. The arrays cannot be extended during runtime. There may be, depending on the application, there may be several cases. Like one of the example I can give you. Suppose the elements are stored there in the array, and for the element some priority is assigned. Priority means the importance of the values. Okay, like you can say in case of expression, evaluation of expression, any arithmetic expression, what you do, we perform it with some following some precedence. That means some priority is given with the operators, say plus, minus, multiplication, division, the brackets are there, parentheses, braces, brackets, these things are there. So depending on their appearance, the value is calculated with their precedence. Okay, so that is nothing but a priority. Now in some cases, though later we'll study that how the priority is maintained. Well, say for example, suppose we want to keep only the higher priority values. Okay, so in that case it may happen that though there is a workflow situation, all the locations are filled. So in that case, what we will do, we'll remove the element that has the lower priority. So in that case, the definition of overflow will be different. But we are here only considering the normal scenario. In normal scenario, the values has no priority. So we have to check, or if it is not explicitly mentioned that you remove the last element. In some cases, that is also true. That you whatever be the situation, if it is already full, then also you insert that in a given location. Which location? A kth location. Key is another value. A value will be given and a location where you want to insert will be given to you. Now in that case, what you have to check? You have to check the value of k with the size of the array in that case. If k is greater than this, then overflow will happen. And if there is any relaxation on that, you can ignore the overflow situation so that you can continue. Okay, so last value will be removed in that case. Okay, so all these things are about the ordinary array, not about dynamic array. So dynamic array is just an extension, and this is not supported by all languages. Some of the languages support dynamic array. So this is a special pointer manipulation you can do, but not that all other generic languages support this thing. So that's why this is not studied in the class. Whenever you study the programming language C, then this may get some importance. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear to all of you? Still, in case of dynamic array, there are some limitations of the dynamic array as well. In case of dynamic array, whenever you want to access any particular location, then you need to know the base address. Okay, so now forget this thing and let us proceed with the next part, deletion. So it is just similar to insertion, but here the one thing is that you need to check whether there is any underflow condition or not. Underflow means no elements are there. The list is empty, the array is empty. So that condition you need to check. So here, suppose here an algorithm is given, here no checking is there, but I insist that whenever you write a program, you include that thing so that your algorithm or your program will be complete in all sense. Are you getting what I'm saying? Because incidentally, if the array is empty, then your code will not work, and maybe it can perform some malfunction or wrong output. So to prevent such kind of thing, what you can do, you should write your algorithm or your program in such a way that in all such cases it can handle the things and it can perform the operations. What it will do, it will just check whether the array is empty or not. If it is empty, it will just print some message that this is empty, so underflow. If no elements are there, so something like that. You just give some message that people can understand. Okay. So otherwise, it is the thing. Suppose we want to delete the elements from the second location, A2, third location, A2. See, in this slide also it starts from 0. So third location is A2. So now you need to do the shifting in which direction?
Towards the
right
left.
to left. Right to left. In case of insertion, we do left to right to make that place empty. But now we put it in the opposite direction. See here also, if it is the last element, then there is no need to shift the elements. So it will be constant. Otherwise, there will be at least n-1 number of shift. So n-1 number of shift in max. That means if the first location you want to remove, first value you want to remove, then n-1. So the complexity will be order of n. Okay. So deletion also takes, in worst case scenario, also takes order of n. Now comes searching. So searching already you have studied, you have done programming. and also in last class we have discussed a little bit. So searching means we can say it is finding the location of any particular element if it is present. So an array will be given, array with some elements will be given to us, and obviously with the size of the array, and we have to check a particular value is present there or not. If it is present, we have to show at which location it is present, or otherwise we have to print that the data is not available. So that is the purpose of the searching operation. Now few things are there, like there may have a situation that the same element may appear more than once. So in that situation, will you search for all the elements, or just whenever you will get it, you just print it and you will stop the searching? So that depends on the purpose. Suppose a problem is given to you. What is the problem? An array is given to you with some elements, and suppose X is another element that is given. Now the question is like this: remove the presence of X, all X from that array. That is the question. Remove X from the array. That means if X is present in that array, remove it. It may be a single entry, or if it may be a multiple entry. If multiple entry is there, then you have to check the entire array. Okay, and you have to remove it whenever available. So few things will happen. Searching is one thing, and second thing is after removal you have to do the shifting. Got it? So this type of situation, that means where the searching will be associated with some additional operation. Are you getting what I am saying? Say we are considering the linear search. So linear search, what we do? We use a simple loop. We check locations one by one using a for loop. We can do it. So first we'll check the first location, the second location, third location using a for loop. We can check it. If at any location if it is found, then we print that value of that index. Say for loop I equals to, so I will print that I. That means at ith location that value is available. Or if it is not found, then whenever it will come out of that loop, just print the data is not available. So that is the simplest thing, and that takes order of n, because you don't know, in case of unsuccessful search it will be order of n. So you don't know whether the value is actually present or not. So in worst case scenario it is order of n. Now if I slightly modify the thing, that you check the presence of X in that array, and if X is available, then remove it. Now what you have to do? You have to check the presence of that element, and also you have to delete that element. So deletion also will come into place, and after this you have to check the runtime complexity of that algorithm, because simple searching will not be there, searching along with the deletion. And now during searching it may happen that the element may appear multiple times. So the complexity may or may not increase. So now can you tell me what will be the complexity of this problem? You got the question? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So you say something. Otherwise, how do you understand that you are listening or not? Should I go with your names? If you insist, then I have to call your names and ask questions, because I don't know whether you are actually listening or not. Sometimes it is needed. Maybe the whatever topic I'm discussing maybe is known to you. The thing is that along with that, I'll give you some more steps so that if you don't understand the fundamental thing, then you'll not be able to understand the now again I can add something more in that problem, like array is given. Now the question is write an algorithm to remove the duplicate of elements from that array. That means we have to check the duplicates of all elements, not a single element. Single element we are not providing externally. Now you have to find out some technique so that if for some element duplicates are present, then you have to delete those elements. And obviously you have to extract the length as well after the deletion elements. I forgot to mention that in case of insertion, the length of the array will be increased by 1. That means the number of elements will be increased by 1, and in case of deletion, it will be decreased by 1. Okay, so who can write a program or algorithm for that? In Python, already the code will be very minimum, or you can do it with Python easily. But if you want to do in C, or if you write an algorithm, then is it possible?
Yes, sir, it is possible.
Yes, possible. So try at home that you can remove the duplicates. You take the duplicates of different values and you run your program with different set of values, and you check whether your program is working or not. I hope it's very, very interesting, because searching operation will be involved there. But how efficiently you can use the algorithm, and at the end of after successfully writing the code, after successful implementation, if we analyze the code again to check the runtime complexity. Okay, so try it at home. Try to write code, and as well as try to find out the runtime complexity. Then comes the binary search. Already you have implemented it, you know it very well. So by means 2. So that means the principle of this technique is to divide the array by 2. Now there is a precondition that the element should be in an ordered manner. So normally it is in the ascending order. So you find the middle location. So how can you get it? So lower plus higher by 2. So you will get the middle location. You check the given element is present there or not. If it is present, so you can in the figure you can see it is middle. So if it is there, it is present there, then you just print the location. And if it is not there, so you move towards right or left depending on the value. If the value given value x is greater than 35, say here 35 middle location, then you move towards right. Otherwise, you move towards left. So you adjust the pointer, the lower and higher pointer in that manner, and you take this way until you either you find the value or location higher and lower location will be the same. That means the list is solid. So here, in this technique, what is done? In every step, the list is divided so that some values there is no need to check some of the values. Exactly half of the values you can discard. So the complexity reduces drastically. And if you compute the thing, you will find a logarithmic complexity that is order of log n. Okay. In worst case, because in best case you can find it at the middle itself in the first attempt. So it will be order of 1. But in the worst case scenario, it will be log n. In worst case scenario, or in unsuccessful case, in an unsuccessful search, it will be order of log n, unsuccessful search. Okay. Now we can do a little bit analysis of this thing. You can compare it with the linear search. There are a lot of things that here the requirement is to get the ordered list. Now the question is, the ordering the elements itself takes huge amount of time. That is more than the searching. Okay, so that is one thing. And second thing is that applications are there where searching is required. Like I told you, to remove the duplicates. So the way the binary search operation is performed, you cannot apply binary search for duplicate removal. So it is highly dependent on the application where you need the searching technique. And one more thing I told you in our last class, that it also, binary search also fails the locality of reference criteria. That means there is a mechanism in computing system that whenever a computation is done, some preface happens. I am not elaborating that thing, that you will learn these things in your higher semester classes. Okay. Now this preface operation, that means that is called the locality of reference operation, fails heavily in case of binary search. So theoretically, it looks it looks faster than the linear search, but in practice it may not be that much faster. Okay. But whenever you are asked to compare, so obviously you will say that it is binary search is faster than linear search, because you have that evidence, the complex analysis, bigger notations, you can express it. Okay. Critical case, this locality of reference or other things or application areas, that thing you keep in mind, these things will be required because in some interview, these scenarios, in that case, you just explain this way. Got it? And probably the books you will get, these things are not discussed. Try to remember the words that I'm saying, and if you can remember, if the same question is asked, then you will be able to. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, any question from your end?
স্যার পিপিটিটা একটু বড় করবেন, দেখতে অসুবিধা হচ্ছে।
হ্যাঁ বলো।
স্যার পিপিটিটা একটু বড় করবেন।
পিপিটিটা কি ছোট থাকে?
একটু বড় করলে ভালো হয়।
শুনতে পাচ্ছি না কথা।
স্যার পিপিটিটাকে ম্যাক্সিমাইজ
এটা ইনক্রিজ করার কথা বলছো? এখন ঠিক আছে?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
কি দেখাচ্ছে?
ঠিক আছে স্যার।
Maximize. Okay, so something is happening, so that's why maybe. Okay, so I'll try it in next class to make it larger. So okay, then we can.
Sir, when is the
exam? Sorry.
Sir, when is the exam?
No, Wednesday की क्लास है, so Wednesday को हमारे theory class नहीं.
No, sir.
Thursday. So
Okay, sir.
there will be a small quiz. I'll share you the link on the class itself. So there will be a small quiz for CA1. So today's discussion will not be included there. So far whatever we have discussed till the last day will be there, and there will be a simple basic question, MCQ question. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So you tell all your friends to appear at the test. It will be difficult for me to put the marks in university portal. Okay then, bye for today.
Thank you, sir.